CFP actually gave me a thought process in terms of how I should be interacting with people, and people from finance industry who all are my clients, they know what a CFP is. So the moment they see that I've done CFP, the kind of respect which I get from them is very, very high. And CFP is under the FPSB board of US right now. And the potential is huge. There are just about 3,200 CFPs in India versus 1 lakh in the US and 3,20,000 worldwide. Wow.
Friends, welcome back. Welcome to another power packed podcast. This time I have a special guest, Mr. Rajesh Minocha, a veteran in the field of financial planning, somebody who is amongst the top 1 percentile of India when it comes to asset under management as an individual, author of 3 best selling books, and somebody who has seen it all, a professional career, a corporate career, and now financially free at the age of 45, and now a renowned name in this industry of financial planning. Right? In this podcast, from his journey, from his experiences, from his teachings, let's try to understand and comprehend as to how to attain financial freedom. Okay, Mr. Minocha, thank you so much. It's a privilege and an honor for us to have you for this podcast today.
Thank you, Himanshu, for your kind words. Thanks a lot. And I look forward to have this interesting conversation with you.
Sure, sir. सर अब थोड़ा सा अपनी जर्नी के बारे में बताइए, जस्ट फॉर द बेनिफिट ऑफ आवर व्यूअर्स, थोड़ा सा अपनी जर्नी के बारे में बताइए.
Okay, so I come from a normal kind of a middle class background, so we have been four of us, and parents actually focused a lot on the education for us, and there was no compromise done on that. And I've done my MBA from one of the best institutes, the Jamnal Bajaj Institute.
Which year was that?
This was in 1995.
1995. Okay.
And then I worked with ICICI. Then the year 2000, the technology bug actually bugged me, and I went all over to South, but again, focusing on finance and banking. And then Franklin Templeton was a big career break, which I had, wherein I was working for more than 10 years. That really changed my own perspective about finances. I realized some of the mistakes I was making in my own finances. And then I worked towards a goal. I realized some mistakes I've done. Let me undo those mistakes. And then work towards a goal. And I decided that I'm going to be financially free. Some of my goals were pretty ambitious. Education for children abroad in the best of the institutes. And of course, our own retirement, etc. And then at the age of 45 years, when I was having a global role, and that role was actually all across time zones, it was impacting my health also. I took a decision that why am I working for now that my goals are done? Let me do something which I enjoy. And over the tenure in Franklin Templeton, I realized I like to advise people in terms of what they should be doing related to their investments. And I felt, why don't I take that as my second innings? So after I retired, so let me help other people attain financial freedom. So I left in the year 2016 end to start on my own. And that was the time when I
at the age of 45.
At the age of 45.
अच्छा, ये जो फायर का कंसेप्ट जो आजकल जनरेशन जी के पास है, ये अभी का नहीं है, ये उस टाइम का है. FIR, financially independent, retire early.
उस टाइम का है, but it was not known that way.
Okay.
It wasn't a known concept, actually. What I did, most of my colleagues felt I was crazy. I was sending my son to the best boarding school in India. Very high fees. At the Doon School.
Doon School. Oh.
And very high fees. And here I was starting again from zero. So it was, people actually felt that this guy has gone mad. They didn't know what was going on behind.
Uss time par, if I may ask, and we are okay to, if you don't talk about it, but from an inspiration perspective and a motivation perspective, Franklin Templeton में you were with them for 10 years.
Yes.
जब आपका उस टाइम पर पैकेज कितना था जब हमने सोचा?
That time it was close to 60 lakhs.
60 lakhs?
60. And this I'm talking about 2016.
2016.
Yeah.
तो उस टाइम पर हो गया कि यार चलो यार 5 लाख रुपए मैं महीना का कमा रहा हूँ, राइट? वो छोड़ दिया.
And then
हाई फ्लाइंग जॉब को छोड़ के,
Yes.
राइट, एंड इन वन ऑफ द बेस्ट इंस्टीट्यूशंस अक्रॉस द वर्ल्ड,
Yes.
उसको छोड़ के मैं अपना कुछ नया शुरू करूंगा.
Yes, yes. So I felt that now I can do things my way because even if I don't earn anything, it's fine. And that's what actually helped me because the moment you decide you want to run away from things, people will come to you. If you go after them selling a product, they will go further.
Mhm.
You know, here I was sitting at home and I said, let people find me. I am not going out.
Mhm.
That actually helped me quite a lot. And people realized that there must be something in him as to why he is not following up with us.
Got it.
That actually helped me, the clients, and then the referrals started after that on their own. You know, once you service the people well, they start referring on their own. They want to help their own friends also.
Excellent. तो जो आप जब फ्रैंकलिन में थे, did you pursue further qualification of CFP?
CFP मैंने किया था while I was in Franklin, because while in Franklin I had understood the job was taking my health actually, you know, because of time zones, because I was working for a global role. तो कभी कॉल सुबह 5 बजे हो रही है, कभी रात के 1 बजे हो रही है. Eating habits had changed. So I realized कि I will not continue this for long. What I will do would be I'll start my own practice. उसके लिए क्या करना चाहिए मुझे? CFP करना चाहिए. Because while I could communicate to people, CFP actually gave me a thought process in terms of how I should be interacting with people, and people from finance industry who all are my clients, they know what a CFP is. So the moment they see that I've done CFP, the kind of respect which I get from them is very, very high. टेक्नोलॉजी में यस पीपल विल नॉट नो कि CFP क्या होता है, बट फाइनेंस और बैंकिंग के जो मेरे क्लाइंट्स हैं, they actually know what CFP is all about. And this is a curriculum which is not that simple, which anybody can do it. It needs focus. You also need to answer the question, why do you want to do CFP? Like in my case, I was very clear that I need CFP because I'll be talking to my clients, I'll be asking them about their goals, and there has to be a structure to my thought. I just can't randomly talk about a product. In fact, I don't talk about the product in the first meeting at all. It's more about people, कि उनके क्या goals हैं, क्या pain areas हैं, and trying to address that and providing them solutions. The whole conversation happens around that.
Understood. तो राजेश सर एक बात बताइए, जैसे आपने 45 की इयर्स में आपने अपना परस्यू किया, यू नो, इन टर्म्स ऑफ फंड मैनेजमेंट एंड इन टर्म्स ऑफ म्यूचुअल फंड्स और इंश्योरेंस, और मतलब यू नो प्लानिंग फॉर देयर फ्यूचर. तो यू कम विद अ सर्टेन लेवल ऑफ मैच्योरिटी एंड अ पर्सपेक्टिव एंड लाइफ, राइट, आपने लिखी है. लेकिन somebody who is a fresher, जो एक ग्रेजुएट है, जिसको CFP करके अपना फायर करना है, राइट, तो वो कैसे कर सकता है? मतलब what is it for a new generation, the new students who are pursuing CFP, how do they chalk out their career progression?
Got it. So first of all, CFP doesn't mean that soon they will be financially free. They have to get the experience first. How they can get experiences? All these asset management companies, they are looking at hiring CFPs because they also have some clients which they cater to. Some clients they cater through us, people who are advisors or people who are distributors. Some they themselves also cater. Then their relationship managers, they also need to understand the client's language. They also need to understand us, what we are talking about as CFPs. So they need people who are CFPs who can talk the same language. So one option is they can actually work in the asset management company. They can work in banks. Banks also have a requirement of CFPs. That is another requirement. Then they can start on their own. Now, starting on own without experience, it's not going to be easy because people do look for that gray hair, if I can talk about, you know, for that.
Exactly my point. Exactly my point. अब देखिए, अब मेरे पास काफी सारे MBA फाइनेंस स्टूडेंट्स आते हैं जो MBA फाइनेंस किया हुआ जिन्होंने, वो बोलते हैं कि हमने MBA फाइनेंस तो कर लिया, लेकिन हमारी बैंक जो प्लेसमेंट्स हुई वो हुई बैंकिंग में या इंश्योरेंस में, जिसमें हमें बोल दिया कि यार चलो जाके कासा सेल करो, चलो जाके म्यूचुअल फंड सेल करो, चलो जाके इंश्योरेंस सेल करो, राइट. अब वो 23-24 ईयर ओल्ड जो विजिबली ग्रे हेयर्ड नहीं है, जिसके पास वो लाइफ का एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है, वो तो अल्टीमेटली सेल कर रहा है इंश्योरेंस को या म्यूचुअल फंड्स को. So how do how can that person make a distinction between not being a salesperson and somebody who is genuinely providing genuine value addition to the clients?
See, initially, whether you like it or not, there will be sales in this profession. So, first, they will be actually doing the sales, especially when you are working for a bank, because there are going to be targets and it's going to be a time bound kind of a thing which will happen if you're working for someone. But what that does is it gets you that kind of experience, it gets you in front of the client, and you can understand what the client really needs. Then over a period of time, once you have a confidence there and once you know that now you can take it up on your own, that's the time either to venture on own, otherwise work with a person in this industry who has been there for long and who is hiring CFPs. There are people very big in our industry also who have a large team of 40, 50 people. So then you can also work under them and get that kind of exposure. So that can be another way, or it could be working as a research analyst also, wherein a CFP requirement may not be that related to it, because CFP, see, it's a very, very specialized field. As the name suggests, financial planning. Now, you may be doing wealth management also. Say if you're looking for HNIs, then you may want to do the wealth management there. Or if you're looking at retail, then, or some of the HNIs as well, that you can do on your own as your boutique firm also.
Got it.
So it can be done, but right in the beginning, once you have done says CFP, it doesn't mean that now you are ready to start on your own. While you can start, but then how will you get people wanting to be your clients? Because these days, implementation is very easy. What people are looking at is providing them solutions. And for solutions...
What do you mean by that? Implementation is easy?
Implementation in terms of buying a product. That is cheaper if people buy directly through the websites also, through the AMC websites, or through some of the platforms. It is even cheaper there. But that is like one solution for everyone. Typically, when people cross an age, 35 years, 40 years, their personal finances are not that simple anymore. They need somebody to talk to. Their behavior needs to be managed. And I would say that is a bigger role of a CFP in terms of managing people's behavior and their emotions, rather than just implementing the products.
Talking of emotions and behavior, sir, if I step into the shoes of a CFP, I'm a 23, 24-year-old. ठीक है, मैंने नया CFP किया, and I have got into this field where I'm helping clients manage.
Right.
That's the business of managing their wealth.
Right.
Right. Ab personal level pe, I have to get married. I would have children. Then I would also be taking a home. इसके लिए मैं housing loan लूँगा. I have my EMIs to pay.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right. तो उस केस में, before managing the clients, पहली चीज होगी कि पहले मैं अपने आप को मैनेज करता हूँ. मतलब मुझे इसको बेचना है. Right. एक बार मैं बेच दूंगा, उसके जो कमीशन आएगा, उसके बाद एटलीस्ट लेट माय हाउस होल्ड गो थ्रू, मतलब मेरा घर का खर्चा चले, उसके बाद मैं फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग करूंगा. सी आपके केस में थोड़ा डिफरेंट था, बिकॉज यू आर फाइनेंशियली फ्री एट द एज ऑफ 45. ठीक है. एटलीस्ट इस महीने में कमाया, अगर नहीं कमाया फर्क नहीं पड़ता, नेक्स्ट महीने में कमाया नहीं कमाया फर्क नहीं पड़ता. Right? You might have had that time. Yeah. But for a younger generation who has credit card bills to pay, right? Who has losses on Dream 11 or losses on future options to pay for. Right? जो नई generation है,
बहुत हो रहा है आजकल,
है ना? तो उस वाली generation वो CFP कैसे अपने आप को एडवाइजर बनाए और कैसे अपने आप को सेलू ना बनाए?
हाँ, तो initially तो see, it's very difficult for them to start on their own, because how the structure is also built is that the first 3-4 years, you cannot actually just survive based on the money you get. That's the real fact.
And how, like you started at the age of 45, in this domain.
Yes.
तो आपका initial first year में कितना corpus था? I mean, for the...
see, let me tell you, just 2 years back, after 7 years in the practice, 2.5 years back, My AUM was just 50 crores, 50. Right?
And you're saying just 50 crores.
Right now, it is to 220 crores.
Fabulous.
So this the compounding which happens over a period of time. The first 4 years of starting of your own is difficult, and I had a relatively easier way of doing it because I got referrals right in the beginning. I didn't have to look for clients. Even then, it had taken me so long to achieve the first 50 crores.
But जो 50 crores है,
हाँ.
जिसको for 4 years लगे आपको, and that too for somebody who was
It's more than 6 years.
more than 6 years. What is मतलब on a broad level, and you may choose to not answer it, but yeah, just for a knowledge perspective, कितना annualized basis पर हम earn कर लेते हैं अगर मेरा 50 crores का वो हो तो?
Okay. Now, typically, unfortunately, this is the unfortunate part in this industry. When people start, they start at the lowest slab. You may have expenses related to the setup, buying a software, etc. There are a lot of expenses which we have. People start at the lowest level, which could be even 0.4% per annum or 0.5% per annum. As you keep growing, that is...
So 0.5% per annum, even on a 50 crores, if it's all right to say, that makes it around 25 lakh rupees a year.
Okay, it's on 50 crores. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Right. Yeah, annually.
Yes, 25 lakh annually on 50 crores.
Yeah, but this, as I said, after such a long period,
Correct.
And that takes time. First few years, most people are not able to grow beyond the 10 crores actually.
Okay. And 10 crores, 0.5% or 4% as the case may be.
Yeah, and that I'm saying for equity. You'll not have just equity. I mean, if someone also have gives you lump sum, you'll put the money in liquid fund, 0.05%. Correct. So that's the kind of difference which is there.
Right. So real wealth creation happens once it crosses a certain threshold, like a 50 crores or 100 crores.
Yes.
And then the power of compounding.
Then after that, it's the power of compounding. But to be able to sustain initially, and that's one of the bigger reasons why many people from this industry have left the profession.
And also because अब direct वो हो गया हुआ है. पहले तो हमें परचेजेस के ऊपर म्यूचुअल फंड एडवाइजर्स को कमीशंस मिलता था.
Right.
Not because of the Zerodhas and the grows of the world.
Yes.
अब वो चीजें काफी डायरेक्ट हो गई हुई हैं.
Yes.
Right? उनको अब डायरेक्ट उस पे नहीं मिलता है. People would not want to go via broker.
Yes.
Right? They would rather want to do it on their own because they can save on the commissions.
Yeah. So essentially, with a 175,000 distributors in the whole country and just about 300 active advisors, the numbers are still very, very less for the kind of population what we have got. Mutual fund industry in India is going to explode a lot. We have just crossed just about 5% of the population investing in India. Future is big. But what happens is many people are not able to sustain because they themselves have not done their financial planning. Of their own. They have their EMIs. Just because they had a fight with their boss, they say, I'm starting on my own. And then they realize things are not that simple. And that's what then really happens. They need to plan themselves. And if you're able to sustain for the first 4 years or so, then after that, things are going to be easy. But many people end up leaving within the first 4 years.
And at that age, the fear of failure is too high.
Absolutely.
The fear of failure is too high.
Absolutely.
क्योंकि 3-4 साल के the prime of your youth, जवानी दे दी उसको. उसके बाद भी वो चीज नहीं हुई.
Yeah. So initially, what I would suggest, the question what you asked for the young people, what they should be doing, is that they should not be starting immediately on their own. Make mistakes, but not at your cost, but at someone else's cost. Learn from those mistakes, and then you start on your own.
And when you have certain level of assured clients,
and you have maturity. So that is what is very important. I was lucky to having worked in a mutual fund industry for so long, so I was able to understand the insights of a mutual fund also.
Okay.
So then once you have the confidence, then you can start. But there are a lot of career options available for CFP, like working with the asset management companies, or working under a reputed financial advisor where they need client relationship managers so they can work under them. There are opportunities in banks. There are a lot of opportunities. But again, CFP is a very specialized field. While MBA makes you a generalist, and I am both MBA as well as CFP, so I really understand both of them. I'm MBA in finance. So,
You're a jack of all trades and master of CFP, right? So,
but that MBA in finance, I was able to fit into any industry. With CFP, you know that this is only towards personal finance.
Yeah.
Similarly, for CFA, it is towards fund management.
understood.
So these are very, very specialized. These are global certifications, and CFP is under the FPSB board of US right now. And the potential is huge. There are just about 3,200 CFPs in India versus 1 lakh in the US and 3,20,000 worldwide.
Wow.
So this is just the beginning which we are seeing in India. And with just 5% of the population investing in mutual funds, the future is very, very bright actually, because now people are moving away from physical assets which you can see, like real estate and gold. They are moving into financial assets like mutual funds, because everything becomes white. You're investing through bank account, because see, when people are earning, it's their white money. Now, when they start investing into real estate, unconsciously at times they're converting their white money into black money by having some cash deals. Mutual fund, everything is white. Your money stays white because it's your taxed money. Eventually, when you redeem, and say if you're wanting to send your children abroad, you can't give cash anywhere. It has to go through the LRS route, which means it has to go through the banking channel. And that's what people are realizing now. And they have started investing more into mutual funds, and into securities right now. So the future is extremely bright, I would
So,
say.
usme, Rajesh, I have a counter here,
Sure.
right? Just wanted to understand and a perspective from the students' perspective, who want to pursue CFP as a course.
Yeah.
Uh, how does, because we get inquiries from the students who say कि यार ultimately CFP में क्या करूँगा मैं? I'm going to sell insurance. I'm going to sell mutual funds. Ultimately, I'm going to be a seller. So, what is that CFP degree brings?
Okay.
That you are not counted as a selu person of an insurance or a mutual fund.
Okay. So CFP gives you a structure and you're able to provide solutions. There are 5 modules which we have within, say, CFP. Investment planning module, there is an insurance module, there is taxation, there is estate planning. So there are different modules which help you understand the complete aspect of personal finance, and not just a product. You're not selling a mutual fund eventually. For somebody, it may be something that any other product is relevant. For example, when senior citizens come to me, I don't pitch mutual fund as number one product for them. I tell them senior citizen bonds, because for them, they need regular income and they need safety of money. I tell them mutual funds only for money after the first 30 lakhs, which is going to get put into senior citizen bonds, because these bonds are only for 8 years. Inflation in India is going up and people will live beyond 8 years. So then they need to have a product beating inflation. And that's when we'll do the withdrawal from mutual funds by way of systematic withdrawal plans.
Got it.
But it's only a CFP who can actually think in that direction. If you are just a salesperson, then you know that you have a target against your mutual fund selling and you will sell that whether it is suitable to a person or not.
Correct.
Similarly, I get a lot of women actually as my client who have lost their husbands in death, or there has been a divorce which has happened. They have got no clue about personal finance and they don't know anything about mutual funds. So it's first important to understand them, understand their family in terms of who all are there in the children, what is it they want, and then be able to recommend. If a child is, say, 16 or 17 years old, I'm not going to recommend an equity fund, because the child has to go for graduation the next year or the following year. So then it cannot be a long-term product like equity immediately. Equity may be required for her retirement, but not for the son's or the daughter's admission.
Agreed.
So that is what CFP actually gets you to think.
But मैं जैसे अगर मुझे as a novice, as a fresher, as a CFP fresher, or I've had say 5-7 years of corporate experience. Not everybody would have as stellar a career as you have had. right? But not everybody might be able to, reach the AUM that you have had, you being amongst the top 1% in India. तो नॉर्मल लोगों के लिए अगर मुझे जैसे CFE करके आई वांट टू स्टार्ट समथिंग, आई कॉल अप अ क्लाइंट, आई से कि आई एम अ CFP, आई हैव सम प्लान्स फॉर यू, राइट? वो बोलेगा कल कॉल करना, परसों कॉल करना, संडे को कॉल करना, मंडे को कॉल करना, या all those attitude which comes with, just like a credit card. As somebody calls me on my phone and say credit card, the first reaction is I just cut the phone.
Yeah.
Right. So how much of patience, especially with the new generation, would have
Yeah.
sell themselves as a CFE professional?
See, initially it is going to be difficult, but once you get the confidence and once you are confident of your own self finances, then you can set a boundary. For example, at my end, what I do is I don't follow up more than 3 or 4 times. While there are marketing books which say that you convert a sale only on the 8th or the 9th call, I don't believe in that. My conversions are 8 or 9 out of 10 because I get only referrals. It's only through referrals that I've been doing it.
And you charge your clients?
No, I'm not allowed to charge clients since I get commissions. I'm registered as a mutual fund distributor. I'm not an advisor. So advisor charges clients but invests in direct plans. A mutual fund distributor gets the commissions but cannot charge clients for mutual funds.
But how do you compete with the technology? For example, if I'm a tech savvy person, a new age person would be tech savvy also, I would have an account in Zerodha or a Grow. I can directly go and buy mutual funds.
See, my platform is also completely technology. There, I'm empaneled with BSC Star. Similarly, you've got NSC and you've got MFU where you can empanel. There is no paperwork, no signatures needed from people, even for my clients from abroad. It's completely online for them.
So you have taken the leverage of a BSC Star or an NSC platform of mutual funds.
Yes, and then we take a license of a software, wherein we pay fees, and then people get an app, and they can check their portfolio in terms of how it is doing, capital gain reports, etc. Everything is available on their phones.
And what does that typically cost?
The one which I have now is the best in the industry. It charges based on the AUM. 0.01% of the AUM is what they charge. Of course, once the AUM crosses 100 crores, the charges actually come down, but the absolute value still keeps on going up and up.
Okay, so it's very
it is expensive because it's the best actually app in the country. It's got a lot of other things as well. It's made my operations work also very easy. There are simple apps also just costing around 7,000 or 10,000 rupees annually, which I used to have earlier when I'd started. Now I have moved to a better app. And in fact, I'm now having a Zoho one, actually kind of an implementation where everything, I've got a CRM also and everything is linked. Because, when you start managing 400 plus families, you can't have things on Excel sheets, actually. They don't work that long. And that now it's all getting structured, actually, in terms of doing those things.
Fantastic.
And yeah, so that way. So the question to which you asked, yes, I mean, it takes time. Once you have confidence in yourself, then you see that when your prospective clients realize that you are not following up, they themselves will come. And what I do simply in my CRM is I just change the category to postponed. I don't put it as dropped. I just put it to postpone. Whenever they are ready, they'll get back. People have got back to me after 6 years or so. It's there in their mind. It's just that something else is going on. They want to clear it. So if you start pushing people unnecessarily, it will make them angry and they will actually repel.
Got it.
Yeah, once you realize that from your end, you have done things, now let them get back. They will get back. All you need is patience.
Got it.
I just want to mention that this was only my second innings. I am already planning for a third innings after this. As I mentioned, whatever I'm earning just now, it's all extra. It's been last 9 years since I started after my financial freedom. I do have some hazy picture in mind that it is going to be more related to social work. It could possibly be education for a girl child, wherein I will be a passive investor and I will be investing all this money eventually, because goals are very simple for us by that time. Both my children would be settled and I will have all this money with me. So then I have to utilize it somewhere. I'm sure I'm not going to utilize it on myself, but do something which is really helpful. So that will be my third innings, maybe after another 10 years, 15 years, who knows.
And to conclude what you said, sir, we make a living by what we get, and we make a life by what we give. Right? So beautiful thoughts, and I sincerely hope that you succeed in your third mission with as much of resoluteness as you have shown in your first two innings. So thank you so much for.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Great,
sir. It has been very, very insightful, having that discussion with you. एक अकबर अहलाबादी का एक शेर है कि क्या कहें ए अहबाब कर नुमाया कर गए, ग्रेजुएट हुए, नौकर हुए, पेंशन मिली, हम मर गए. कि क्या कहें मेरे दोस्त कि क्या क्या किया मैंने जिंदगी में कि ग्रेजुएट हुए, नौकर हुए, पेंशन मिली और मर गए. शायद राजेश जी को ये मंजूर नहीं था. That's why he chalked a different territory on his own. It takes guts to leave the package at which he was, the profile that he was, the life that he was having, because he had confidence and competence in terms of his own capabilities to chalk on its own. So it's taken him few years, but that resoluteness, the power of degree, and a lot of patience and conviction in what he was doing, honestly, this is what makes it a successful thing. So Rajesh ji, very, very inspiring, your story. And I'm sure that for our students and for our viewers, it has been a learning experience. Yeah. I look forward to the next podcast again for some more insights. Keep watching the Wall Street School.